my mic.
Okay, so we're having a good time. I want you to introduce yourselves.
I'm Mardi, Brekke. I'm on the Windows Client Marketing team.
I'm Walsh. I'm on the Windows Marketplace product team.
Okay, so why don't you tell us about some fun things that you know that Microsoft pranksters have done?
Well, there's like the traditional, like, fill the office with
Dreck,
crap while people are on the
sand or
on vacation or maternity leave. Or it turns out that it's easy to crawl through the ceiling tiles from the outside if people lock their door when they're on vacation.
Turns out that's a really easy thing to do.
If you have someone who's tiny like Dee.
So have you actually crawled up into the ceiling tiles to get through?
Just to forewarn anyone who wants to do it, there's actually these nails kind of sticking up, so you have to be careful how you crawl over. You kind of have to put a towel on. Once you get the ceiling tile up, you have to put a towel over it or you get shredded.
Good things to know. Good things to know. So what did you do in your particular case for the office decoration?
Is that the painting of Tom?
Oh, it was a couple of, well, one time our boss was turning like 34 or something, and so we decided to boost it to 45. So we put posters throughout his office that congratulations Tom on turning 45 or something like that.
Oh, you're evil.
And then the time we painted his office, which I got retaliated.
Yeah, it was bad. We were moving into a crappy building, or Building 24, sorry for all the people that work in 24, but we decided to torment a couple of our managers by painting their offices hot pink or purple.
With a Barbie border at the top.
Yeah, and there was one guy that we targeted that we just thought was either going to go off the edge or needed to come back, so we painted his office too. And luckily he came back and didn't go over the edge.
Well, it would have been a funny... What we had them all convinced that their offices came that way, but some jerk told on us.
Well, and also Dee, when we were painting, stepped on a paint can lid, and so she had pink all over the bottom of her
which I didn't know.
Yeah, so she put her feet up on the desk.
So they were hanging me upside because I had my feet on the desk, and I noticed that it was with a meeting with the three guys that we painted their office, and I noticed that all of a sudden they get this look on their face, and they look over at each other, and then one of them comes running over to me and grabs me by the legs.
Because we denied it, like we denied, and then
and he's like, classic. Evidence! And I'm hanging there.
And so then months went by, and so...
Years. It was like almost 2, because we were in that building the whole time. It was when we moved. It was
like back to 41?
Yeah, it was like a couple of years later. This was an ongoing...
So Dee comes into my office, and she's like, have you seen my car? And I'm like, no. And she's like, I don't remember where I parked it. And months before, John Roskell had stolen her keys, had duplicates made, and put them back.
Wow.
And so he takes her car and takes it to an auto body shop because they were having a going away party this afternoon, and had hot pink flames painted all down the side of it.
So let's actually, you all showed me this picture earlier.
They had it blown up. There's a little sticker on it that doesn't...
Yeah, it's the Princess Mobile.
Yeah.
That's...
So I drove that car for several years that way.
It was so embarrassing. You could never ride in the car for Dee.
It's supposedly washed off. As it turns out, it didn't wash off.
Being in the car, but the amount of people that would follow you in that car, too,
really?
like it totally had a following.
There's like a whole car flame society of people out there that when you drive a car with flames, there are other people who drive cars with flames, and they'll follow you and kind of want to be your friend, and you get a lot of yelling too, a lot of people screaming out at me, "Princess!"
So they loved you as the princess.
Yeah. And then I gave it to a kid from church, and she had so many weirdos following her that her dad stayed up all night one night and scraped all the pink off.
Really? So did it damage the car at all, or the car was fine at the end of the day?
The car was not in good shape before the paint job.
I don't know if you know Dee, but she's not the best driver.
I customize my cars.
She blames it on her shortness, that she can't, like, she can only have her foot on the gas or the brake, or, like,
you get one or the other.
So she tends to, like, optimize for the gas and not the brake, so.
They fixed that in Indiana Jones short round. They put the little blocks on. So, that's awesome. So did you get them back for this?
Not yet.
Actually, they kept getting me back, because then after that, one day I came back from having been gone, and they did that to my office. They painted it black, and then pink flames to my office. So it's like they kept, and they did to me, I think 2 more times that they painted my office black and pink. So, no, I think that they're owed something. Although, no, I'm the only one who got it, so no one else has got incentive to get back at them.
Oh, that's excellent. All right, so why don't you tell us about some of the other things you've done? Like the classic ones are when anybody leaves their laptop unlocked. Either sending email or doing something else.
She did that to me last week.
The funniest though was when I was on. We share an office now, so and Dee Dee routinely leaves her computer unlocked. Like hers is unlocked and mine is always locked.
Right.
And so I sent mail, but email was down, so I was doing it from Outlook Web Access. But I logged in as myself, so I sent mail about how stinky she was to someone on her team. But it actually came from me, so that was like a
double burn.
Yeah.
You burned yourself.
Yeah, I know. I totally pranked myself.
What's funny is someone was like, Dee Dee, why are you sending email from Marty's machine?
And so I had to go running down to his office, but he was there and saw it. And then,
that was the best one ever.
We've used the web, or we used email for the carpool one. We had someone
the
that we
carpool
worked
one was
with.
good.
Yeah, can we give names? The people.
Sure.
So when we
sell them out.
Gary Gogh parked in carpool, and so we knew that he never like really fully reads email. He just like glances at it. So we set up a Hotmail account that was the Microsoft Carpool Violators, because not only did he not carpool, but he drove an expedition. So he's, at the time, it was like the biggest gas guzzling car on the road, and he's parking in carpool, and so we set up a Carpool Violators account, sent a mail about how our office had been notified that he's in violation of the carpool policy, and not only is he breaking the spirit of the law, but there's monetary penalties that come along with it. And so I had to get the Hotmail footer to drop down, so I just found the Washington State law for carpool, and I pasted that in there, and I'm like, here's the law for your... So a couple days go by, and he's parking in the boonies, and he's just pissed off about it too. He's pissed off and embarrassed that someone turned him in and that he's been doing it and he's been busted, because we were trying to get him to write into the micro news about just tell people to mind their own business. Like, they don't know that you're not. Right. He's like, no, I just want to let it go. I'm embarrassed. And so I was talking to Jeff Ressler about it. He goes, that's so funny. Steve Murch was just complaining about how Barry parked in carpool too. So then we sent mail to Steve Murch how our office is investigating Barry Gogh for carpool violations, and since you're listed as his carpool partner, you'll need to come in and, be deposed that you have in fact been carpooling with him, X amount of times, and so.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And so Steve comes running down. He's like, "Have you seen Barry? Have you seen Barry? I really need to talk to Barry." And so that was a good one.
That's a great one.
So we eventually came back and said that once we looked at the fines, it would cause his children to go to state colleges. So we decided that he'd just be responsible for real carpool. So we picked 2 names out of the address book and said that you have to pick up these 2 people, starting on Monday and bring them to and from work. And that's when he knew it was.
It was a joke.
A joke, yeah.
Because I think you picked some pretty good names.
Yeah.
Some choice names.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Some Amish every morning. Good. So how about some of the other stuff that you were telling me about, say, creating websites?
Yeah.
The links that you'll go.
By the way, she's the most evil person at Microsoft. You do not ever want to... I'm moving out of the... We're not going to be sharing offices anymore, and I'm moving to another building.
She thinks she's moving to another building.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish I didn't have to move to another building. So I keep saying, we should do something to Marty when we leave, and then I keep thinking, oh, no! I will get...
It all comes around, yeah.
I don't want that retaliation. But I still might not be able to stop myself.
Well, thanks for the heads up.
And I'm an idiot. The website.
Yeah, so we had this is like a long history with Neil. So, one time we were both working
Neil
really Charney.
Okay, and
So
what was your relationship with him at the time?
We've always been friends. We work together now,
Sure.
so I'll probably get retaliation for this. But we were working late one night, and Neil comes into my office with this huge plate of tiramisu that had been sitting around for, all day in a conference room. He's like, "Here, I want you to have this." I'm like, "No, I don't want it. Get it out of my office." He's like, No, it's from me to you. I want you to have it." And so, 5 minutes later, he goes walking down the storeroom. "You need anything from the storeroom?" And so I'm like, "No, go." So I scrape off all the cream off the top of the tiramisu and put it on his phone. And so they came walking back, and I called him. He answered on speakerphone. So I'm like, "Pick up!" And so he answered the, phone. And he just hear this, "Oh!"
He said that he did it with such force that it went all the way down his ear canal.
So he kind of swapped phones and did a little thing. So that kind of started, practical jokes between the 2 of us. But I had this picture of him that someone had given to me, and I guess he was trying to look tough in the photo, but it kind of was more of a, I guess, constipated look.
Nice.
This kind of James Bond if he's, on a really bad day.
And so I went to Barry Gogh and said, what do you think? We all worked together at the time. I'm like, what do you think is up, up with Neil? And he goes, I think there's a squirrel up there. I'm like, really? I think it's bigger than a squirrel. And he goes, is it a badger? And so
it's up his...
Up my asterisk.
Or just up the asterisk.
That's even better.
And so we bought Badger up my asterisk, basically, and put his photo on it.
As a URL, as a domain.
Yeah, and that went everywhere. I mean, that was in all of our demos for a while. And first, let us show you this new website.
It was kind of the IE4 Netscape days, like the competition, so we were demoing the browser a lot, and so we had a lot of good opportunities, and so many people knew about it that one of our partners had never met Neil, but knew about the site, and he saw him at TechEd or something, and went up to him. He's like, I know you.
I've seen your website.
You're the guy on.
Oh, that's evil.
Yeah,
that's evil.
She's evil. She's truly evil.
So did Neil retaliate in any way?
Yeah. We always tease him about his lack of execution.
Really?
Yeah.
The problem too is retaliation against Mardi. You're just raising your stakes because
Right.
she has infinite creativity to screw you.
Oh, that's good.
You should just admit defeat and move on.
You're getting it, the professional.
Yeah,
right.
So
the rest of us are just amateurs.
yeah,
We
that's
bow to the master.
So anything else you all want to share? Other funny stories that you've heard from other people, or?
I can't think of any. I mean, the office filling stuff. I remember whose office became a habit trail one time.
That was Brock and John Montgomery.
Yeah, so I wanted to get John Montgomery, but he said he didn't have pictures, or we're still trying to find some pictures of it, but that was certainly a good one. Do you want to quickly describe?
Yeah, they turned Brock was on leave for a month or something.
Yeah.
And they turned his whole office into a habit trail, like the Gerba trail or the...
Right, like a
hamster.
Yeah.
Where you had to crawl in.
Yeah, and so his desk was built about 4 feet up, and so he had to crawl through this big tunnel and go up these stairs, and it was filled with all these saw chips and
there were
all
wood chips everywhere.
Wood chips.
See, that would be a good prank for me because I would never. He took it apart instantly. I would be too lazy, and I just worked that way indefinitely until somebody did something. Like my car, I drove it for several years that way.
We clean our office all the time too. There was the remote control fart machine too. That was we waited till Dee Dee has a really high bar, really dry sense of humor. Like it's really hard to.
Yeah, an intellectual sense of humor.
That's the word.
Yeah,
Sophisticated. That's what
Right.
sense
All
of
it
humor.
takes is a good, somebody farting, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, one text message to pull my finger, and I totally send her over the edge. But we found this remote control fart machine, and so we taped it to the back of her file cabinet, and waited until she had an interview or a meeting with someone. And so there's 10 of us in my office, and we were across the hall from each other, and we just pushed the button and.
Would she just die?
Because she had no idea, and the person she was meeting with had no idea where it was coming from. They're both thinking it's the other person.
Right.
Yeah.
And I, of course,
awkward.
I'm not able to keep a straight face. So I'm like, that was a good one. And then the fart alarm.
Yeah.
That went around the company for a while.
Yeah, do you all still have it? I remember it being in your old office.
I sent it to you, and I don't know where you sent it.
I remember it was in your old
It was
office
an IO
42,
thing,
so.
IO mail thing, where we kept IO mailing it. Because it was really loud.
Really loud. And post 9/11, it just wasn't as fun to set off
an alarm.
Yeah.
Even one that said, evacuate, fart in the perimeter.
Yeah, exactly. Conscious of what you need to do for society. So
There was one where they got me too with the security guards, parking is so tough
right,
here
that
in
was
25.
So long ago. It was for her birthday.
Yeah, and I was totally going to leave early because it was my birthday, but Tom, said I had this meeting with our VP Button.
Okay.
And so I'm like, God, I can't believe you scheduled this last minute. I'm so unaware, this last minute meeting with our VP on my birthday when I was going to leave early. And so, as I'm preparing for this meeting, a security guard comes to my office and...
A policeman. Wasn't it a
No,
policeman?
it was a security guard first, but he was the Microsoft security guy, and he's like, his name was Moses. He's like, I need to talk to you about your parking violations. And I'm like, what? I'm not parked illegally now. He's like, yes, but you've had 37, and you know, blah, blah,
Did
blah.
you really have 37 parking violations?
I
At
did,
least.
but it was kind of a joke. It's still kind of a.
It's kind of a right, you know, like, I have 37. You only have 30. It's the same with expense report violations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had 64.
I think do I hold the record?
You
Or
totally
I have
hold the record.
75
I think you
on one
100.
report. Oh, yeah, I
one
did break
report.
100 on one report.
Yeah.
Woo, the
Oh,
master!
I don't think I've done that many. I think I've had like 5, and I was like, oh no.
And
Oh, really?
I think I've had the most revocations of my corporate American Express, too. I'm on like 7 or something. Ooh, an award. They don't give an award for stuff like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't show up in my review the way I want it to.
I'm sure the finance team has like a picture of you. Like,
Yeah,
do not
you
trust.
correct,
But, yeah.
right. If you see a report from this person.
Scrutinize. But what were we...
So the security guard comes
Oh.
to my office, and I'm just pissed off because I think I had this meeting with our vice president. You know, I'm totally new to Microsoft, and I want to do my best job. And he's like, well, the Redmond police are downstairs. They're really cracking down on the parking violations, and you really need to go talk to them. I'm like, screw that. Like, I don't need to take time out of my day. You know, plus it's my birthday. I'm so unaware. And then,
got doy.
yeah, and I'm like,
Hello.
if they don't let us have enough parking spots, that we shouldn't be the ones to pay the price. And I was so cocky, and that we pay their salary, and I'm not going to talk to them. And he's like, you absolutely have to go talk to him. And Tom Button goes, you know, do you want me to go with you?
Right.
And I'm kind of joking, like, no, but if I get thrown in jail later, you know, come bail me out. So the whole way down there, I'm totally cursing out this poor security guard. I'm like, I can't believe this, and it's such a waste of time, and, you know, I'm not parked illegally, like, you can't, like, you know, arrest someone after the fact for such a, you know, stupid violation, and I'm just yelling and yelling and yelling at this poor guy. And I'm still so confident when I get down there that I walk right up to the cop, and I'm like, hi, I'm, you know, Mardi Brekke, and I hear you want to talk to me, and he goes, put your hands on the counter. And I'm like, what? And I guess my face just went white. Like,
Right,
I was
right,
totally
right.
This is
like,
over in Building 25 where there's that bridge above. So we're all above there watching it.
Oh, nice.
and so like I go to put my hands on the counter, and he like goes to handcuff me, and when he turns me around, I can see everyone upstairs, and it was a total stripper for my birthday. Like they just hired this stripper to come in, and
Oh,
But he
that's
didn't
hilarious.
strip at Microsoft, of course. It
Right.
was-
No, of
we
course
didn't
not,
use
yeah.
it for
Sure,
stripper
sure, you
role.
can explain
Right.
it off camera.
Right, yeah.
Sure. So, all right,
Yeah,
well, these are great, man. So definitely appreciate y'all's time.
No problem.